Christian, and today I'm looking at Psalms 139, starting at verse 7. Where could I go to escape from you? Where could I get away from your presence? If I went up to heaven, you would be there. If I lay down in the world of the dead, you would be there. If I flew away beyond the east or lived in the farthest place in the west, you would be there to lead me. You would be there to help me. I could ask the darkness to hide me or the light around me to turn into night, but even darkness is not night for you, and the night is as bright as the day. Darkness and light are the same to you. Christianity simply means that we believe that the God of heaven came to earth in the form of man, Jesus Christ, died and rose again for us. He took all of the sin that we had done and would ever do. He died for it so that we get to live forever with him. Once we accept that, that makes us Christians forever. And we have the amazing privilege of having the Holy Spirit, God himself, with us on an everyday basis. Doesn't matter where we go, what happens, the presence of God is always with us. We have the King of the universe there to give us direction and wisdom, give us moments when you go, you probably shouldn't go that way. We have that God with us every day. Now, I read something this week that said God's presence is absolutely unchanging, but the evidence of it is not. There are some moments in our lives, and there's a lot of them, to be honest, as we go on our daily basis, where God doesn't always feel so close. His presence is always there. His presence hasn't changed and won't change. It just doesn't feel like he's as close as he is in other moments in our lives. Some of those are by God's design. It's those moments of testing where God goes, I'm going to show you where you are in your life right now. And so it doesn't feel like he is so close, but he is. He is still listening to every prayer. He is still walking with you. He's still protecting you. He's still there. Then there are moments in life where it doesn't feel like God is so close, and that was by our design. In the heat of the moment, you made a choice that wasn't so God honoring. You got angry, you were afraid, you were scared, and so you decided to do something that you knew wasn't the best choice, and it didn't honor God, and it wasn't the moment that you should have made, but just by your own circumstances or feelings, you made a choice. And then because Satan is the terrorist that he is, in that moment he goes, see, you did that, so God's not going to be there anymore. Not true. Doesn't matter where you go, he's still there. Right here in this verse, it reminds us that darkness and light are the same to God. So whether you made the awesome choice or you didn't, he's still there. He's just as close as going, Daddy, help. He's not going anywhere. And your choices and your circumstances do not change the very presence of God. Then there are moments in our life where it doesn't feel like God is so close. And it wasn't an accident. It wasn't a circumstance. You 100% made the choice to walk away from God. He called you to do something that you didn't want to do, and so you didn't go. He asked you to make a choice that seemed unpleasant in the moment, so you didn't make it. Your non-Christian friends looked like they were having more fun, so you decided that you were going to go do what they were doing instead of what God was asking of you. It might just be what God is asking you to do in the moment. It just seemed hard. Or maybe it seemed like what you would get on the other side of it wouldn't be that great, and so you just didn't. Let me help you out here and let you know you're not alone. We have all been in that moment where it wasn't an accidental choice. You, on purpose, did not do what God was asking you to do. He's still there. Verse 11 says, I could ask the darkness to hide me or the light around me to turn into night, but even darkness is not dark for you, and the night is as bright as the day. You could ask the dark to try to hide you. You could try to run away from God. You could purposely make choices that you think will separate you from him. He's not going anywhere. His presence is right there. And there's a blessing knowing he's not going anywhere. No matter what you're looking at, No matter what you've done, his presence is still the same. We get to go, Daddy, help. Daddy, I'm sorry. Abba God is what we get to call on. There are some theologians that actually say Abba God, Daddy God, doesn't even give us enough translation of how close we really get to be to the Father. And Jesus gives us the example in the Garden of Gethsemane when he is actually about to take on all of our sin. Sin that for a moment will actually separate him from God. Now we get the privilege, because he did that, is the fact that we will never be separated from him again, because he's made us righteous. But he was actually going to take on our sin and go to hell for us and actually be separated from God. And in that garden where he's looking at that, knowing that that separation is coming, he still says, Abba Father. So if in that moment he can still call on Daddy, there is nothing that you will ever do or ever can separate you from being able to call Daddy. If you find yourself in a situation right now where you're like, nope, I did that on purpose. Wasn't an accident. Wasn't circumstance. I did it. Call Daddy. He's right there. He's not going anywhere. And he loves you. Love you.